From a basement recording studio in an undisclosed location, this is Sales Game. Please welcome today's contestants. Sales transparency expert, Todd Caponi. Co-founder and CRO at Arcee.ai, Benedict. Evangelist and GTM advisor, Amelia Taylor. And head of partnerships at nearbound.com, Will Taylor. And your host of Sales Game, the founder of Popr.ai, yours truly, Jeff Hatton. So buckle up and let's get ready to play Sales Game. Greetings, contestants. Let's get started with our first sales game, which we refer to as What Went Wrong.
What went wrong?
Todd, let's start with you. Todd, during a first call with a prospect, the client immediately asks, how much does something like this cost? The rep responds, we'll get to that at the end of the call. First, I have some questions to help me understand what you're looking for and what you're hoping to achieve. Todd, what went wrong?
Gosh, it sounds great, right? Like the customer asks for the price and you go, wait, I want to learn a little bit more about you before I give it to you. I actually believe that that's a huge mistake. You know, the term sticker shock has never been associated with anything good in the history of humankind. And so when a customer is asking for price, remember this, we as human beings, we need to understand whether the juice is going to be worth the squeeze when we're making a purchase. All right. Meaning we don't buy when we're convinced, or if we do, we're probably pissed about it 20 minutes later. We buy when we can predict. And when I talk about the juice being worth the squeeze, when all we're hearing is about how tasty the juice is and how nutritious it is, but I have no idea what the squeeze is going to be to get at it, our brain is putting every word that's going through their head through a filter, and it's kind of a BS detector. Like, hey, what's the cost of this thing? What's going to be the effort? And so I'm a huge advocate for when a customer is curious about the price, or even when they're not, leading with some sort of a range. To be able to explain to a customer that, hey, listen, before we get too deep into this, our understanding of your environment and what you're trying to achieve means that your investment's probably going to be between X and Y. Now, we're going to get deeper into it. I've got questions for you so that we can get really tight, and it's based on my assumptions. But if we're way off, let's figure that out now versus later. Because I'll leave you with this. If you're selling a six-figure solution to a four-figure buyer or vice versa, one of you is in the wrong discussion. So you've got to lay that out early, set the pricing expectation. It makes the rest of the process easier. But when a customer's asking for pricing, you better give them something. Otherwise, they've stopped listening to you.
Nice work. Nice work. Let's give Todd a good round of applause. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I was nervous there. I don't know if you saw that, but I was like, it was getting hot there.
No, you did great. You did great. All right. So next up, we are going to go to Brian. Brian, my question to you is going to be, what went wrong here? Brian, Joe is an account executive for a product that leverages OpenAI to create large language models. His prospect, John at Retail Bank, has a limited budget, a ton of data, and is frustrated that he has to use large language models and hire an expensive internal team to add his own data to these models to produce the model the bank can use for internal use. Joe doesn't seem to hear John, though, and proposes his solution despite it directly contradicting what John wants, needs, and has indicated he has the budget for. So, Brian, my question to you is, what went wrong in this scenario?
Yeah, I mean, you see this all the time, right? Especially with inexperienced reps. They're just there to pitch, and they're not listening enough. And I think listening, obviously, is number one, a huge issue that we always see. I would say the biggest issue that I see with this is that it contradicts what the actual buyer is looking for. And when you see kind of that type of indirect fit, it's a good time to just start asking questions and kind of regroup versus, you know, taking the hard stance of, well, let me just continue to plow through my pitch and maybe something sticks, right? And you see this all the time. So, you know, my biggest area of, I guess, concern for our account executive, Joe, is that he's not listening well. And this is a time to really unqualify. And as you see, successful reps do the best job of unqualifying opportunities very early on. And that's what I would probably take the approach of Joe, is just asking some questions, figuring out if this is a really good fit, and almost playing the reverse psychology game. It's like, well, it sounds like our solution is going to completely be not really what you're looking for. It sounds like you're looking for X, and just ask for clarification. I think that would probably help him.
Absolutely. All right. Nice work, Brian. Nice work. Kind of goes along a little bit with Todd's theme of just being a little bit more transparent and asking questions to really get to the root cause. So nice work.
Yes. Yeah. There's a tear rolling down my cheek from the beauty of it.
I got emotional a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie.
You're speaking a language of love there, Brian.
That's right.
Sales is emotional.
It's emotional.
We all feel like that.
Wow. All
right. Nice work. So next up, we're going to go to Amelia. Amelia, again, my question to you is going to be, what went wrong in this scenario?
Ready.
Amelia, as soon as Lydia was hired as SVP, she pushed for a partnership with a leading revenue generating channel she'd leveraged in her previous role. Her sales team immediately got involved in the Slack channel by posting rocket ship emojis, boom bang yes emojis galore, plus LFG comments below whenever Lydia would comment on someone's post. Amelia, tell me what went wrong in this scenario.
Oh, listen, y'all. A lot of things went wrong. So let me start with the big one. Do not go into a community and pitch people. You will be exiled completely. You will be kicked off of the community island, and nobody's going to want to do business with you. One, it ruins your brand. Two, it's ruining the company brand that you are under the umbrella of. So with not enough training maybe internally to say, hey, here's how you show up best in a community, as Lydia should have probably done so. It was where the reps did what reps do, as salespeople do. They go, 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 and they see who can do it the fastest, and they try to get that quick win, and they say, oh, this person's talking about this solution that I saw for. I'm just going to say in the channel right there for the whole world of the community to see exactly what I do, and I'm going to pitch slap them right here and now. And then I'm going to have my fellow reps go and cheer me on. And they're going to say LFG, and they're going to do rocket ships. All of them are going to do the rocket ship. We're all going to click it, every single one. Then we're all going to put like the boom emoji. Then we're going to add maybe like our own custom emoji that we decide to do. Like, yeah, winning. It is something that you cannot do in a community. If you want to generate revenue in a community, that's happening over in the DMs. That's happening where you're having those one-on-one conversations where you're actually authentic and real and you're a human and you're saying, hey, let me verbatim say what you said in the channel that you posted in. I think I can solve for this. If you can't, be an honest to God, good human to say, I don't think that this is going to make sense. Then tag somebody in who you know that you would vouch for and say, this is an amazing person to chat with. I think that they'll help you, totally can help you way more than I can. You're just going in this circle of like, all right, referral will come back around one day my way. This is all, it's revenue generating no matter what, depending on when it's going to happen. I don't know. Or revenue or relationship generating. Both are going to be valuable. Do not go in Slack. Do not, any community really, wherever it may be, just don't go pitch people. Just slide over to the DMs and genuinely show up to help.
Yeah, I think we've all seen that, and we all know how gross it is and how much of a turnoff it is. So nice job, Amelia. Good one. Yeah, that's definitely something that I think sellers and really anybody who's customer facing should really understand and have a good sense of. So nice work. All right. So last but not least, we're going to move it over to Will Taylor. Will, my question to you is going to be, what went wrong here? So Will, the seller, John, spent 1 month and 2,000 cold activities, cold calling and cold emailing into the enterprise account Acme Corporation. John tried all the best cold reach tactics, but wasn't gaining trust or attention of the prospects. They simply didn't care. So 2,000 cold activities is a lot, Will. So tell me what went wrong here.
Well, John was selling on hard mode. John was employing these tactics that were the tactics that used to work, and they don't work as well as they once did. Sellers need to evolve. They need to become the trusted advisors, or the easier way is develop relationships with those that the prospects already trust. Who do they already have relationships with? Where are they hanging out? what podcasts are they listening to, the influencers, the consultants, communities, the tech companies, who do they already work with today? Because if you're trying to just break through the noise yourself, you're going to be working against the grain. And so John should have tapped into existing networks instead of trying to make a breakthrough in all of that noise to build trust. And so, of course, the answer is through your partners and everyone else that the relationships are already established with.
Awesome. Nice work, Will. Yeah. I love what you said at the onset, that he was selling in hard mode. So yeah, absolutely leveraging partnerships in other ways, I think it's 2023. You got to do it that way. So nice work. Fantastic. All right. Now we're going to turn to our judges. Scores for round one.
I'm calling it.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some introductions and a new sales game contest.
Are your win rates way down? Is your revenue engine just not running? Well, all that can change with Todd Caponi at Sales Mountain. Keynotes and workshops for revenue teams and leaders. Operators standing by. Go to ToddCaponi.com. Not intended as financial advice. Shake well before use. Not to be taken internally. Books sold separately. If rash develops, discontinue use. Do not try this.
Welcome back from the break, contestants. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. So we're going to start with Will Taylor, who is from nearbound.com. So Will, it says here that you can make a flower with your tongue.
I can, yes. Yeah, I'll zoom in as well. Hopefully I don't have any food from lunch in my mouth, but I can do just 3 petals. You might see it online otherwise, but
the anticipation's killing me. Oh, wow.
Oh, the tongue lotus. Nice work.
Tongue lotus.
What flower is that? Yeah.
That's impressive. I assume only a certain percent of the population can do that, Will. Do you know? You happen to know what the percentage
I don't know the
is?
data, but I just remember practicing one day. I was like, okay, I can roll my tongue and I can fold it. So why not try and do both of them together? And then I could make the 3-petal flower.
All right, next up, let's go ahead and meet Amelia Taylor, our GTM go-to-market advisor. So Amelia, it says here that you are one of 6 girls in your family. And at the same time, your father was a preacher at a mega church when you were all teenagers. How did that go, Amelia?
I mean, my dad had to go find Jesus or the bottle, so he found both. So it was like Jameson and Jesus combined. I feel as though because we were hellions, we would sneak out all the time. And so he put alarms on every single window in the house. And then he would sometimes sit on the porch and watch me sneak out and just wait for me to come back. And because he knew that I would learn best by getting caught. No, my dad had to go find Jesus for sure.
Good stuff. Good story. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and meet Brian Benedict, the co-founder and CRO at Arcee. So Brian, it says here that you went to Disney over 30 times before you were 16. So I would assume that you were living in Orlando. Is that right?
Yeah, no, I lived in Massachusetts, but my parents had a very fascination with Disney World. So yeah, I mean, if anyone ever needs to know where a bathroom is in the entire park, I am your guy for that.
That's a lot of Disney. That's a lot of Disney.
A lot of Disney. Yeah.
To Disney.
We're down there at least twice a year. Yeah.
That's a good story.
It's pretty hardcore. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Okay, last up, let's go ahead and meet Todd Caponi, our sales transparency expert. Todd, it says here you can ride a unicycle. That's pretty impressive. How'd you learn how to do that?
It was college. A guy down the hall had a unicycle, so I would just go grab it and practice holding the walls. And then I got my balance. And then finally, we ended up getting a second one. we would go in the courtyard and play football on unicycles. We'd learn to juggle back and forth. Crazy skill that even now I do it out front here. I got a unicycle and impress the neighbors with my lunacy.
So my guess is that we could ask Brian what part of Disney World we can go watch guys riding unicycles. Is that right, Brian? I'm assuming it's there.
Yep, there is no unicycle riders. Todd would be the first. Todd would be on his own. Love it.
Good work. Thanks, contestants. Great little fun facts about each of you. Okay, so the next game that we're going to play is a game that we call
Word Up.
Once the random word generator starts, contestants, you'll push the button in front of you to select a word. You'll then give your best piece of practical sales advice containing that word. It's time for Word Up. All right, Brian.
Stop. Well, I think it definitely goes back to, show up and throw up. Can I say throw up instead of show up and puke? We see a lot of salespeople doing, right? They just, they pitch. They pitch when they get in front of people. They just keep going. They don't stop it. They don't ask questions. I see this a lot of time in terms of sales reps, right? I mean, you go look at sales calls and there's like a 10-minute monologue in the middle where they're either doing a demo or they're actually just doing like discovery or whatever it might be. And everything is just very robotic and it's very much, a one-sided conversation. And I feel like that's a big no-no today. And, what we typically find is that a 50-50 conversation leads to a better actual, closure to move down the funnel. I think a lot of other side of people is thinking that on the sales side, it should be 20-80, right? Like the salesperson should only be talking 20%, but that actually isn't as effective either. So 50-50, make it like a reciprocal conversation and definitely don't show up and puke or show up.
Nice work. All right. Good job, Brian. Nice work. Yeah, well, let's all avoid the show up and puke. Nobody likes that.
No,
okay. Next up, Amelia, hands on the buzzer.
Okay. Stop. No, I think when I think of that word, I think of those who are cutting corners and trying to find that shortcut within their organization to get those quick wins. They're maybe changing ownership within their Salesforce HubSpot into their name. They're maybe going and double tapping into opportunities in another side of the organization where that opportunity is created, saying, I'm going to go hit up marketing. And then maybe I can say that there was a conversation that would happen over text that I can't really prove because my phone broke. And so therefore I don't have any proof of that text even existing. But it happened. So I was talking to them before you were talking to them, even though this opportunity has been created and it's in your name and it's very much so yours. I'm going to try to weasel my way in and try to take over this account because it's a really good account that I want to win and I want that revenue generation from it. And I want to look good too. So it's the people who, the weasels of the world in the sales world, are the ones who are taking the shortcuts and they are trying to not get caught. So they're trying to take the little tiny routes that they can to get big gains. All
right. Nice work. She effectively tied weasel in. Yeah, don't be a weasel in sales. Yeah. That's the moral of the story there. Okay. Next up, we're going to go to Will Taylor. Will, hands on your buzzer.
Stop.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but I will use it. And how I think it can be used. The sales world today is a straight up cosmonaut. And I don't even know what that word means. And you probably don't either because it's so confusing. You don't know where to go. You don't know where to turn. You don't know what to do. What's the best advice? Well, you got to break through all that noise and just focus on what makes us human. It's our relationships. Who do we trust? Go through your existing networks. And of course, that is going to reduce a lot of the noise. It's going to streamline things, close deals faster, and open doors a lot more quickly as well. You'll avoid the cosmonaut and you'll have warm introductions.
All right. Good work. For not knowing what the word was, I think you did an admirable job there. For the record, a cosmonaut is like a Russian astronaut.
Perfect.
That's what that is. So yeah, I mean, basically, don't be a Russian astronaut. I hear what you're saying.
That like aligns perfectly with what you said. I love that. Like, yeah, that was good. That was good.
Nice work. Okay, Todd, you're going to lead us out here. All right, Todd, hands on the buzzer. Say stop when you're ready. Ready.
Stop. Huh. All right.
Best piece of practical sales advice.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you think about when you buy something online, when a website's acting as a salesperson, what do? Well, you probably read the reviews, right? Like when you're looking at a product, you probably scroll down, read the reviews. But I bet you read the negative reviews first, right? You skip the 5s, you go to the 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s first. And as it turns out, a product that has an average review score between a 4.2 and a 4.5, that's actually optimal for purchase conversion. Meaning that a product that's got nothing but perfect 5-star reviews sells worse than a product that has negative reviews right under it. And so when you think about your sales responsibility isn't to convince and position your solutions as being perfect. You're kind of acting like a fairy godmother to your customers and your prospects by helping them predict what their experience is going to be like. And that's exposing both the negative and the positive, the things that you give up to be great at your core. The fairy godmother is there to help advise and guide you and be your consultant or your advisor and help you see what's possible in your life, right? That's your role as a sales professional. You're not there to convince and jam deals down people's throats. Think of yourself as a fairy godmother, helping your customers and your prospects achieve optimal outcomes and live their best lives.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay. Me, Todd.
Nice work. So I'm going to go ahead and put some words in Brian's mouth, knowing his how exposed he's been to Disney his entire life. You were about to say bippity boppity boo, weren't you, Brian?
Absolutely. My wand ready. I did.
Oh, fantastic. Good work, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and ask the judges scores for round 2. So everybody is still in it, guys. We're all just in a matter of a few points there. Hang on. We got a big round coming up, and we still got the final sales question to go. Everyone's still in it. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to be right back with a round we call Sales Impressions. You're not going to want to miss this.
Mark my words, Nearbound is going to be the dominant go-to-market motion of this decade. I believe that with 100% of my heart, and Nearbound.com is the place. I can't wait for the Nearbound Summit to happen in November. This is the place to bring your sales leaders, your marketing leaders, your CS leaders, the CEOs. We're going to be doing it bigger and better than ever. It's crazy, it's wild, but I couldn't be more excited. Nearbound.com, it's live.
Today's episode is brought to you by yours truly, AmeliaTaylor.co. Stay tuned for what is to come on how relationships are the revenue driver of today. Also, check out Ladium.io plus Reggie.ai. Cheers, my friends.
It's time for our premier game we call Sales Impressions. Amelia, we're going to start with you. So hands on your buzzer and press stop when you're ready.
Stop!
Okay, looks like Amelia picked Barbie. Okay, Amelia, in your best Barbie impression, give us 3 things to stop doing in sales.
Stop sending everyone all these in-mails that are never going to be responded to. 2, you need to use your EQ just as much as your IQ. I promise it's going to get you way further in life than you ever could imagine. And 3, everyone ensure that you are always going to be dressed for the occasion. Ensure that you're going to look the part when you're showing up for demos. You're going to be presentable. You're going to know what you're saying while also looking great while doing it.
Thank you, Barbie. Nice work. I mean, Amelia,
right.
Good job.
That's right.
Ah, fantastic. Good work. Way to put yourself on the spot there, Amelia. Nice work.
Well done.
Okay, now we're going to Will. So Will, hands on the buzzer. Stop when you're ready.
Stop.
All right, Will. Oh, looks like you've selected Kermit the Frog. Can't wait to see this one, buddy. Rainbow Connection time. 3 things to stop doing in sales.
Well, you know, you gotta stop only doing a volume play, and you gotta get strategic with your outreach. Number 2, you gotta stop selling alone. You gotta sell with your partners. They know your prospects. They already work with them today. And number 3, stop ignoring your network. They can make intros, give intel, or drive influence in your opportunities.
I wish I had a Fozzie voice that I could give.
Good. Yeah.
You did good. Nice work. Loved it. Loved it. Fantastic. And 3 things that are important to stop doing in sales. Congratulations, Will. Love it. Okay, next up, Todd Caponi. Hands on your buzzer. Stop when you're ready.
That's where he goes down.
Stop.
Ooh, looks like Todd selected the Menards spokesman guy. Okay. Menards, and Todd, if I'm right, Menards is that Midwestern like hardware store, like akin to a Home Depot, right?
Exactly. Save big money at Menards. So
okay,
here we go. This week only, 11% off. That's number 1. Don't do that. Fake expiring discounts, they will kill you because it sets a new bar for what your price actually is. Tip number 2 is you can get it all right here. Stop trying to be all things to all people, because that actually fires people away and they don't trust you anymore. Embrace what you give up to be great at your core. And number 3 is we have the perfect solution for all your needs. If you're presenting your solutions as being perfect, our subconscious brain knows that's not true, and we drive them to do more homework. So stop presenting your solutions as perfect. Transparency sells better.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. And how many people right now are pausing it and going to YouTube Menards guy? Fantastic. All right. So last but not least, I'm excited for this one. Give it your best effort here, Brian. Hands on your buzzer. Stop when you're ready.
Stop.
Oh, this one is, I'm excited to see this. So Brian, give us your best John Lithgow impression as you give us 3 things to stop doing in sales. Let's hear it.
Okay. First of all, not doing research before a meeting. Terrible. Terrible. Can't do that. Secondly, sending pricing over on email. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. Okay? Can't do that. Terrible. Recapping your last meeting at the beginning of your next meeting. Just do it, crying out loud. What's wrong with you people?
That was really good. Oh, I love John Lithgow. I saw it. I was living it. Oh, that's fantastic. Good pieces of advice. Okay, guys, nice work. Way to put yourselves out there. I know that that's sometimes a little challenging to get out of your comfort zone. All right, we're going to go to the judges.
Scores for round 3.
Okay, everyone, stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of Sales Game with the final sales question. Contestants, it's time to place your wager. The category for the final sales question is big business. So contestants, go ahead and make your wagers now, and we'll reveal the questions and what you wagered right after the commercial break.
Follow up, oh, follow, 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 follow up, oh, follow, 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 follow up, oh, follow, 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 follow up. Boom, boom, boom.
Welcome back from the break, contestants. Thanks everybody for being here. It's time for our final sales question.
Celebrity final question.
Oh, hey there. It's Tyler at Vidyard here. As someone who is passionate about video and spent 10 years at BlackBerry, this question in the category of big business hits close to home. What is the sum of the year that YouTube was launched, plus the year that the first Apple iPhone was launched. Good luck!
Brian, we're going to start with you. The final sales game question was, what is the sum of the year that YouTube launched plus the year that the first iPhone was released? Brian, what was your answer? 3,990. No, I'm sorry. That's not correct. Brian?
Well, I was in last place, so you know what? I went big and go big or go home.
575. It went big or went home. Okay. So Brian's left with nothing, but that's okay. That's okay. Nice work. Thanks for playing, Brian. All right. Next up, we are going to go to Will Taylor. So Will had 579 points. Will, what was your answer to the final sales question?
4,002.
4,002. Getting a little closer, but not correct. Nice work, Will. All right. Will, what did you wager?
I was also going all in.
All right. Joining Brian in the caboose. Wait, but who knows? I don't know if we have a 4-way tie at 0, what we're going to do here. All right, Amelia.
Well, I put 3976 because I thought we're talking about U2, the band, not YouTube. So I'm thinking, I feel like I can change my wager, but it's your game. But I did an all or nothing here, so I'm in the caboose with you boys.
Okay, all right. This is the first time this has ever happened on Sales Game. So, all right. So Todd, it's all up to you here. So Todd, what did you answer?
I did 4,000 straight up.
4,000, and that again is also not correct. Todd, what did you wager?
I wagered 587 because I didn't want to go all in since I had.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Todd wins Sales Game with 12 points. Congratulations, Todd. Congratulations. By the way, the final answer to the Sales Game question, which apparently was a little more challenging than I anticipated, was 4,012. So YouTube launched in 2005. The iPhone launched in 2007. 4,000.
U2, the band, launched when?
That is so fantastic. I love it. Hey, thanks everybody for playing Sales Game. Congratulations to our winning contestant, a first on Sales Game with a winning score of only 12 points. So congratulations to all of you. And hey, reminder to get your pets spayed or neutered. I'm Jeff Hatton signing out. Thanks everybody.